Are you wanting to buy your dream home but are worried about some bad credit you have or may have got in the past? Well, fear not. In this video, I'm going to explain the excellent options available to people with bad or adverse credit coming up. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Alex Kerr. I'm a qualified mortgage broker, and on this channel we provide the best tools and tips to first-time buyers. If you're new, please consider subscribing. Let's jump into the video. So there's 5 areas that I want to have a look at here, and the first and really critical and important area is your credit file. Okay, if you've not looked at it, you must download it and get a copy. Now, I fully advise using a company called checkmyfile. I've hooked up a link in the descriptions and show notes which will take you straight to their website and be able to download a free trial which will then enable you to download a credit file. Now, the reason we strongly recommend using checkmyfile is because they actually provide multiple credit reports on one file. Now, some mortgage lenders will use a company called Experian, and some mortgage lenders will use a company called Equifax to conduct their credit searches. Occasionally, the information on both of these credit files gets mixed up, and that causes problems with mortgage lenders. So get your file, we can have a look at both at the same time, which will enable us to move forwards and iron out any problems now rather than later, such as during your mortgage application. So once you're armed with your credit file, and the reason to get that is so we can distinguish if a mortgage is possible. Now, generally speaking, the question of can I get a mortgage with adverse credit as a first-time buyer or next-time buyer, the answer is yes. Now, depending on the level of adverse credit, the general rule of thumb is the worse the bad credit is, the higher the rate's going to be, the less options are available. Sometimes lenders will not give you a mortgage at all, or you may need a bigger deposit. Once we've got that credit file in front of us, we'll be able to determine exactly the options that we have. Deposit. So how much deposit are we going to need to get a mortgage with adverse credit? Well, as of the making of this video, a mortgage lender has just brought out a mortgage based on 5% deposit. Okay, now they'll ignore all defaults from telecommunications, so that means mobile phones, telephones, and they will allow some CCJs in there. The timing of them is critical, and the amounts will determine if this mortgage is available to you. But the good news is that you only need a 5% initially, potentially, to get an adverse credit mortgage. So what types of adverse credit will be allowed for an adverse credit mortgage? So you can have missed credit card payments, missed loan payments, HP, leases, mortgage payments, IVAs, bankruptcies, repossessions. There are a whole host of lenders that will consider you based on any circumstance. Mortgage lenders will look at when the adverse credit was registered, the date, whether it's satisfied or still outstanding, and they will then look at the amount, how much it was at the time of the registration. All right, now generally speaking, your credit file, they only ever look at the last 6 years. Okay, so if you had any form of adverse or bad credit which is now older than 6 years, it's gone. It's off the slate is wiped clean, which is good news. So obviously the nearer it is, okay, to the current time, the less options there's going to be. Within the 6-year period, if you've got some bad credit, if it's over 3 years old, so between 3 and 6, then there are quite a lot of options available to you. If it's within 3 years, okay, but over 24 months, again, good options. It's when you start getting to adverse credit registered in the last 12 to 24 months that the options lessen, okay, the rates go up, and the deposit required increases. Having said that, rates are historically low at the moment, so if it enables you to get onto the property ladder, and then the idea is to clean your credit as you go, when your mortgage renewal comes up for renewal, you'll be able to get a better deal. That is, the goal. Okay, so the last point number 5 I wanted to look at is what types of mortgages are available if you have adverse credit. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean help to buy, shared ownership, a traditional purchase putting 5% down. There is now lenders that will lend to first-time buyers through any scheme. So if you're looking at new builds, if you're looking at the help to buy scheme inside or outside of London, if you're looking at shared ownership properties where you're buying a share starting at 25%, okay, there are lenders for you. It's fantastic news, and thoroughly recommend having a look at your options. So if you'd like to buy a property but you're still not sure, maybe you've got your credit file and you're not sure how to read it, just send it over to us. All right, we'll give you a free appraisal. We'll look at your credit file with a fine-tooth comb. We'll come back to you. There's no charge for this. It's a completely free, no obligation, and we'll let you know what your mortgage options are and what they look like to you. Question of the day: is adverse credit holding you back from buying your dream home? Let me know in the comments. As regulated mortgage brokers, we are obliged to tell you that your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up repayments on your mortgage. So thank you so much for checking out today's video. I hope you have found it useful and of value. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button or ring the bell. So until next time, Mortgage Chain are bringing you the best tools and tips for first-time buyers. Until next time, keep smashing it, and we'll see you in the next video.